Hello, my name is Richard Zulu. I'm a founder and lead at Outbox Uganda Limited, a technology innovation hub supporting early-stage entrepreneurs interested in using technology to build high-growth companies with mentorship, office space, training programs. We also leverage partnerships with various organizations to help our entrepreneurs access markets and raise funding for their businesses. I'd want to introduce you to one of our new initiatives known as App Accelerate. App Accelerate is a one-year initiative in partnership with UNFPA that seeks to support young social entrepreneurs that are tackling pressing problems in sexual reproductive health. We look to support these entrepreneurs with business and technical training, mentorship, seed funding of up to $10,000 per team for the 4 months that they're with us in the program, and also give them access to a huge network of investors or individuals that can help them go to market. The initiative seeks to achieve a few goals. One is we seek to identify sustainable solutions in sexual reproductive health. And by sustainable, I mean those that are feasible and can plug into what other individuals or organizations are currently doing within the Ugandan market, but also globally. The second is we want to develop 8 startup companies, that have solutions addressing sexual reproductive health challenges. We want to help them refine their prototypes and get to market. The other and the last is we seek to support youth social entrepreneurs. And these youth social entrepreneurs, we seek to support them because we want to achieve the demographic dividend. And by demographic dividend, I mean we seek to decrease the number of dependents within this country. As you're aware, we have one of the youngest populations where over 70% is under 30 years of age. And what that means is we have a huge number of dependents and very few people that are self-sufficient. And so we want to create more people that are self-sufficient. This program, App Accelerate, has 2 acceleration cycles. And by an acceleration cycle, I mean the process of supporting entrepreneurs. We are going to run it twice in a year. And the first cycle is focused on 2 areas or solving 2 challenges. One of them is how might we improve access to essential medicines and health supplies to improve maternal health in Uganda. The second is how can we improve the use of open data to improve healthcare planning, delivery, and monitoring. Let me expound a bit on those challenges. We work together with a number of stakeholders from ministries, civil society, private sector, to better understand what they're currently working on and what are the gaps that could potentially be plugged through social entrepreneurship. And for this first cycle, these were the 2 pressing challenge areas that we saw or developed from these interactions. As an entrepreneur, you're requested to submit solutions that address these 2 challenges. How can we improve access to essential medicines and health supplies to improve maternal health in Uganda? Essential medicines are basically the bare minimum that is required for any health facility to have. And this is a list that each country develops. Now, these essential medicines are also further classified into those that are life-saving and those that are really basic and just essential. But as you know, we still have issues of stockouts, people abusing referral systems, people not knowing how to demand for access to medicines, despite the fact that the alternative distribution channels like village health teams. This challenge is asking you to say, how might we improve this access to essential medicines and health supplies in our public health sector? The second is, how can we use open data to improve healthcare planning, monitoring, and delivery? Open data is basically data that is free to use, available, free to distribute. Usually what people request of you is to just attribute it to their efforts. For example, every time you look in the newspapers, you see information on how government has distributed grants or budgets to health centers. Sometimes you see how the National Medical Stores has distributed medicines. In the papers, for example, even online, you find data on the census, for example. So, how might we use all this data that is out there to improve decision making? How many of you know the nearest health facilities in your villages? So these are simple tools that we require to be built, but that can greatly improve access to healthcare. So that is it about the challenges. So what's the challenge process like? The challenge process is a simple one. We launched on 10th November of this year. And right now we're accepting applications until 22nd December 2016. All applications are made online at http://appaccelerate.co.ug. Those are the only applications that we shall consider. It is advisable that you submit or make your submission as early as possible, because the process is one that is engaging, and once you make your submission, you can still edit it, improve it, research about it, test it based on the feedback that we offer. The earlier, the better. Then we shall have public voting. Public voting is whereby after 22nd December, we request you to ask your friends that believe in your idea to give you a vote. It will account for 30% of your scores, and the other 70% will be done by a panel of judges. We're looking at moving 30 submissions to public voting. Thereafter, after the public voting, we shall narrow down the list to 10, at least 10. These 10 will show up for a pitch day on 16th January 2017, where they'll pitch their submissions in front of a jury. And from there, we shall select the at least four startups that we shall support over the next 4 months. What does this support look like after you're submitted within the process? We take you through training, business coaching, technical training, product development, okay? Link you up to mentors. And then in the last 2 months, we try as much as possible to see that you're actively working with your market, okay, through offering the same kind of support. It is important to note that the kind of support that we shall offer will be based on milestones, most especially when it comes to the seed funding. We release it according to the activities you will run. The seed funding is not a cash price. It is for you to build your business. After, towards the end of the acceleration program, we shall have a demo day where you'll showcase what you have done to a network of investors, partners, potential people that can help you take your idea further. And so it's important that within those 4 months, you're really prepped and ready to participate. One of the most important things to note is that this process will require your utmost attention. It doesn't matter where you live. You'll still have an opportunity to participate because the program structure is in such a way that we have intense periods where you come in, undertake the training, and then if you're based out of Kampala, you go back and implement anywhere you're implementing your idea or your solution. And so it's very important that you take note of that. This process is repeated in the second cycle that will run from June to September 2017. You may be wondering why it's important to join. One, you have access to all these resources, training resources from some of the best people, some of the networks that you would not otherwise access. The other is you'll develop a better understanding of the health sector in Uganda. This could benefit you during your acceleration program, but also further support you in your other initiatives. If you've noticed, this is going to be an intense program, one that requires that you put your weight behind it. That is something we won't compromise on because we want people to be successful. It's only a few months that we need to support you. The other benefit of participating is the seed funding. As you're aware, it is very difficult to get startup capital given the risks associated with starting out. And so the $10,000 we're offering you is to help you further push your business forward. So that's a very big benefit on us, but also to you. Our success is your success. So the other thing is, you may be wondering what's the selection criteria that we shall use. The selection criteria is rather simple. One, we shall look at the capacity of your team. We encourage you to apply at least 2 people, maximum 4. We need teams, not individuals. So with the capacity, we shall look at what do you know about the field within which you're solving this problem. Do you work in it? Have you done research in it? We look at what your team members bring on board. Are they just people filling slots because you need 2? Or does someone bring on partnership skills or product development skills or communication skills or business development skills or designing skills? Or there has to be something in your team that they do bring. The second is the residency. We want people born in Uganda or permanently resident in Uganda. And we're looking to have the founding members of these teams being at least 18 to 30 years of age because we're targeting young people. Each team should be comprised of at least 1 male and 1 female. At least 1 male and 1 female to encourage gender diversity. Since you have time, it is still possible for you to submit your idea with at least 2 members as you work on finding other team members. But that should clearly come out in your submission. And you should close it before the deadline. The other is the viability relevance and sustainability of the idea. If you look through the challenge areas on the website, we've highlighted a few initiatives that people or other stakeholders are doing in this field, and it's important that you do the same. Research. Find out how different you are, whether your idea will work or your solution that you're currently working on will work, based on the risks involved, the barriers involved, and the need. That's the most crucial. Do we need it? Do other stakeholders need it? Do the users need it? The other is the originality of the submission. We want new approaches to solving these issues. Look around your market and look for things that haven't been done and propose a new approach based on your experiences. Some of you have experienced these challenges and you have creative ways of solving them. What I would want to point out on the originality are two things. One, you'll own the copyright to your submission. Two, we require all those submissions to be open, to being open source. So you'll own the copyright, but open source means that if anyone wants to use your solution, you could allow them, but have them recognize the copyright to you, which is the attribution, as you may seek it to be. Secondly, look through the platform when you're submitting. We want submissions that are different. If we see that you submitted something very similar with no differentiation to what someone did prior, we might disqualify you. The other is the demonstration of potential, which is very important. This could be through your research. Have you talked to people? What have they said when you shared with them your solution? Have you tested it out? And then put that within your submission to show that, yes, I see there's potential in here. Which is why engagement, the next criteria, is very important. You submit, we give you feedback, we see you improve. We really respect that. You're putting time through your submission. So the process already starts when you make your first submission. We're here to help. And the last is the impact to be created. Will you be reaching a good number of people through this solution of yours or not? So that is very important to note. I've already given you ideas on how to build winning submissions. 1, submit early. Engagement matters. We look at the number of edits you've made, the supporting documents you've attached, the comments you've responded to, the questions you've asked. Okay, how engaged are you on the platform? Secondly, demonstrate that you're working on the solution. We're looking to support entrepreneurs. Now, we're not going to spend the 4 months showing you very basic things. No. We want to help you get moving. So, the only way you can demonstrate that you're already working is by taking our feedback, going to the market, testing it, giving us results until the submission date. Most especially for those who would be first-time entrepreneurs. Now is when you start. Then feel free to attach any supporting documents that you would want to. It could be photos of you talking to people, interviewing people. It could be results from an interview you made. It could be a video recording like this one of you pitching your idea. Sometimes it is very hard for people to write what they're working on. And so we have an opportunity for you to include a video in there about what you're working on. And then the other, ensure you submit with at least 2 individuals. We have a Facebook group to which we shall add you, where we have discussions where you ask all the questions around your submissions. and we see how to take those forward. So with that in mind, I look forward to seeing your submissions. Follow us on Facebook, @Accelerate. Follow us on Twitter, @Accelerate. Use #AppAccelerate and visit the website appaccelerate.co.ug to apply and read about the challenges. All the best, and we look forward to reading about your submissions.